Hey guys, it's Paradise, and the new Backhand Blades are must-have weapons for melee users, because if you haven't tried them out yet and you love weapons that deal a ton of damage and are super agile, then you're missing out. Shadow of the Erdtree added in this new weapon type as a whole category, and we're loving them, as are most of the community. There are currently 3 different types of Backhand Blades, and each of them excel at different things and suit different builds. In today's video, we're going to show you each one of them and where to get them, so let's jump into it without wasting your time. Drop a like and comment below if we help you out, and we'll start off with the Backhand Blade. This is perhaps the easiest one to get, and it is simply called the Backhand Blade. Initially, it may look a bit boring, but this weapon comes with the skill Blind Spot, which is actually awesome and allows you to dodge behind targets, and the dodge itself actually has iframes in it, making you very mobile and dangerous. This is definitely one that you want to pick up, as the weapon itself is quite customizable compared to the others. You can infuse this and put Ash of Wars on it, so whatever build you're going for, you can make this work. The weapon starts with D in strength and dex scaling, with 10 strength and 13 dex as a requirement, but you can change this by giving it a different affinity, which if you put on something like heavy or keen, you can get really good scaling out of it at A rank and above. Something else to bear in mind is that you can pick this up super easily at literally the start of the DLC without much hassle. You can grab this by fast traveling to the very first site of grace in the DLC, the Gravesite Plains, and going across this location on the map, where you'll see a coffin that is surrounded by a few enemies. Just next to the coffin on the ground will be an item to pick up, and this is the Backhand Blade, so you can grab it super easily. Another Backhand Blade weapon that you can get super early on in the DLC is the Curseblade Cirque, but many people may have actually missed it. This one is for those that want to look super cool and flashy, as the weapon comes with the skill Deadly Dance. This sends you flying forwards through the air, doing a series of attacks with a follow-up kick. The blade has a built-in bleed of 45, with E strength and C dex scaling to begin with a requirement of 9 strength and 22 dex. The moveset of this weapon is fantastic, with quick-hitting successive attacks, making it great for hit and run playstyles, but unfortunately, unlike the other Backhand Blades, it cannot be Ash of War or infused, so you need to stick with the Deadly Dance skill. However, something good to know is that the weapon actually benefits from additional damage when using dance buffs, like the Dancer's Armor or other sources. The best place to grab this one is at the very start of the DLC. If you head to the Gravesite Plains Site of Grace and then just go down the hill forwards, you'll see an archway with a Curseblade enemy on top. This isn't a guaranteed drop from this enemy, so you will need to farm it, but if you're using dex, it will be worth it, as this same enemy has a chance to drop not just the weapon, but also a helmet that gives you +5 to your dex. Remember, if you want to improve your chances of getting things to drop, then you want to slap on items that boost your discovery, like the Silver Scarab Talisman, other things that boost your arcane stat, as that also boosts your item discovery, and consumables like the Silver Pickled Foul Foot. All of these things together will make the farming so much faster. Next, we have the Smithscript Cirque. This is a great choice for both int and faith builds because of the way the scaling works on the weapon. At the base of the weapon, the scaling is D strength and dex, E int and faith, with a requirement of 9 strength, 14 dex, 11 int and 11 faith. However, this thing pops off when you apply faith or int scaling affinities to it with Sacred, Flame Art, Magic, or Cold, as when scaling with these damage types, it adds to the physical damage of the weapon alongside the elemental damage, which doesn't usually happen and is quite rare for other weapons. The scaling for all Smithscript weapons is great when applying these affinities, and this makes it hit like a truck, so it's highly recommended you pick it up if you are going int or faith. The unique skill for this weapon comes with Blind Spot, which we've already spoken about for the normal Backhand Blade, but with it being a Smithscript weapon, you can actually do charged attacks to throw it, giving you more options in combat. If you want to get this for yourself, you need to head to the High Road Cross Site of Grace, and from here, we're going to run to the Ruined Forge of Starfall's Past. You can follow this route to quickly pick it up. So from the Site of Grace, run east. We want to jump down the sort of gap over this small cliff, but don't worry, you will survive. After this, swing around south and pretty much just run straight south. There'll be a few enemies in this area, but you just want to dodge right past them, and if you're running on your horse, you should be fine to make it. So keep going south until you go over the hill, and you'll see a bunch of pillars and this big ruin with a torch outside of it, and this is the entrance to the actual forge dungeon that we want to go in. Head inside, jump down the hole or take the ladder if you want to, and we're inside inside the Ruined Forge, pick up the Grace Point as a checkpoint in case you die inside, and head on in. Over the bridge, there'll be an enemy that you can take out and a lever. Pull this lever and it will open the door. We've already pulled it, so it'll actually put the door back up, but for you that will lower the door. Head on inside, take out any enemies as needed, and loop around to the right. Down this corridor, and just where you see the slime up ahead, we want to turn right and climb the ladder right next to this slime. Climb your way all the way to the top of this ladder, and don't worry, we're almost there now. Follow the linear pathway into this room with a bunch of enemies. Watch out for the projectiles from the slimes. Climb up the ruined part on the left-hand side. Jump down onto this bridge, and there'll be another lever for us to pull on the other side of the bridge. This will lower the door that you can see below. Inside of this door, you want to run in and follow the somewhat linear path, and you will see a shiny on the floor, and this is the Smithscript Cirque. And so there you have all of the Backhand Blades in the new DLC. These are great weapons for a variety of different builds, and they're definitely top tier weapons in their own right, good for PvE and PvP, so we highly recommend giving them a go. Drop a like and comment below if we've helped you out with this guide, and make sure you're subscribed because we have loads more Elden Ring coming your way very, very soon.